Hello, Northwest family. It is good to be with you again. Wanted to send out a little video to help you get ready for Sunday's service at home. And so again, this week will be home church. And so looking forward to hearing all about how that went for you guys. Wanted to give you just some information about it. So along with this video, there is an outline that's coming to you, and feel free to follow along with that and to use this in your guys' study this weekend. So this week we're going to be continuing in the idea of lead me to the cross. So we're looking at that last week series of events of Jesus's life. Last week we looked at the triumphal entry. This week we're going to jump ahead all the way to the upper room. So I know we're skipping over much of like what happened in the life of Jesus that week in Jerusalem. But if you look at your outline, I've given you a link to a website if you're interested in more detail about what actually happened on Monday and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of that week leading up to what we're going to be looking at today, the upper room. Please follow that link and it'll give you all of that kind of information, the scripture references and whatnot. So I give that to you. But for this Sunday, we're going to focus in on the upper room. In the upper room, we've got several events happening. Jesus washes the disciples' feet. I want you to spend a little time reading that from John's account, John chapter 13. We also have the Passover Meal. The Passover Meal is recorded in both Matthew, Mark, Luke, not as much in John, but I want you to look at specifically Luke's account in Luke chapter 22. But feel free to look at all of the other verses as well. I left all of the verses there. But specifically coming to the Passover Meal. Left you also some verses from Exodus chapter 12. If you want to look at the original Passover, kind of get a little background information on that, and then to see the disciples with Jesus celebrating that. You can look at that as well. In addition to the verses, so again, looking at the S.O.A.P idea, the scripture, observation, application, and prayer, in looking at the story itself, the account of the upper room and what's happening there. I left a link for a Vander video, great little video in his series Path to the Cross, and the video specifically is called The Last Passover. And link in there, if you've not already subscribed to Right Now Media, I also left you a link to our website where you can sign up for free. That way you're able to access this video. And in this video, it's going to give you a lot of background material into washing of the disciples' feet, as well as the Passover meal, a lot of the significance in what the meal is celebrating, what type of things was happening that evening, even potentially where each person was seated at the table based on kind of the interactions and what was happening. So great little video if you want to look at that and get a little background information there for you. In addition then, a lot of application questions. What does it mean that Jesus washed the disciples' feet? What does it mean for us today if we're following Jesus' example? What does service look like for you and I in the midst of all of this craziness going on? How can we serve others even though we're in large part confined to our own homes? Great conversation questions with your family. In addition, what does the Passover meal look like? What does it mean for you and I when Jesus says at this meal, take of this bread? It reminds you of his body. What does that mean? What does it mean to drink of the cup, remembering his blood? And Jesus speaks of a new covenant. What might that mean? I'd love for you guys to discuss those questions as a family in your home, and then spend some time in prayer in addition to that. Last thing I want to say about the outline that I gave you, I mentioned this on Facebook Live the other day, but both Aaron and Christy have sent a link And I've put that on the outline there. If you're looking for worship music, if you're struggling to find out where to go and what songs to use, you can click on either one of their links, and they've selected some songs that you might follow along with and sing as a family. Use as many of those or none of those. We just offer those up to you if you're looking for something like that. And then Sunday night, you can feel free to join me on Facebook. And I'll be going live again at 8 o'clock, and love to hear from you all about how your home church experience went, some of the things that you guys covered, and whatnot. Love to see you guys there. Can't wait for you to enjoy this time together as a family, to worship together. So until then, I'll see you guys later.